Hey everybody, Brandon here from CAD Intentions, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of my favorite and must-have apps and software for designers, engineers, professionals, anybody that's in an office. These are going to help you save time, be more productive, and just work smarter in general. I think you guys are going to really like them. Let's jump right in. Alright, so getting started, if you're not familiar with the coffee break series of videos I do, basically we take a high-level look and kind of highlight some of the benefits and features of various tech, software, gadgets, lifestyle products, etc. that I feel designers, engineers, drafters, or just maybe myself find interesting, cool, or save me time. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of my favorite apps and kind of software that I use day to day that I think most designers could benefit from. You might already have or use some of these, but I'm sure you're going to find something that can help save you some time. So let's jump right in. The first app or kind of category of apps that I think everybody should be using are note-taking apps. So my app of choice for note-taking is typically Google Keep, which I've got on the screen here. I find it really easy to use. It syncs with both my phone as well as my browser. Everything stays with my Google account, so I've got it everywhere I go. You can tag things, you can add different colors, you can put them in different folders, as well as add custom labels and archive them. You can pin them to the top. I find Google Keep one of the easiest to use. It takes almost nothing to get going on it. And I think it's the next best thing to a notebook, which is something I also use every day for my notes and smaller task lists and to-dos. So I recommend highly keeping a paper notebook. I'll put a link in the description to a blog post I wrote about a few of these, including the benefits of keeping a short daily to-do task list of 2 to 3 items. I also do that in my personal life using my Google Keep, but it also will keep my notes for meetings, longer to-do and ongoing task and project lists. I find it really easy to use, and it's free with your Google account. So if you're looking for other options, other popular ones are Evernote and Notion. There are quite a few though. Kind of choose one that you like and feel meets your needs, and then learn to create a habit of keeping those notes, whether it's little reminders, entire notes, or blog posts in a post or in a note. This can save you a ton of time, and you can always go back and find these things later on in the week, in the year, or much further when you're trying to check back and see when you did something or where you put that note for a password or a code or client name or phone number. There's a ton of uses for note-taking apps, and in my opinion, Keep is one of the easiest and most straightforward. All right, so next up is a cloud storage surface. Whether this is Google Drive or another option, this is a must-have for pretty much everybody nowadays. You're going to have pictures, you're going to have notes, you're going to have documents, CAD files, DWGs, you're going to have Word files. You want somewhere where you can share quickly as well as back up. I, again, choose Google Drive simply because I have an Android phone. In this case, it's the Google Nexus. So everything kind of syncs well as well. And for what we do, images and pictures is a big one. If you go out to a job site and you're taking photos, you can sync these to your Google Drive and share that link back to people in the office, co-workers, other people on your team, so that they can see in real time the photos you're taking for, say, a site visit of maybe an issue or quality control checks. So again, you don't necessarily have to use Google Drive, even though that is my preference. There are many others, including Office 360's sharing and SharePoint, Dropbox, among others. But again, mine is Google Drive. So that's number 2, or the second kind of type of app or software that you're going to want to have. All right, so the third type of app or app that I use is Grammarly. Grammarly you may not have heard of, but it's a lifesaver. Basically, it's a all-in-one grammar, spell check, writing tool that's going to help keep your writing professional, as well as eliminate any mistakes you've got. And if we scroll down here, you can see all of the apps and software that it works with. So you can install this in your browser and basically use it as a blanket spell check and grammar editor for most of the apps you're going to use online. The biggest one and benefit that I've found is email writing, and then my blog posts over on the blog. Emails in general, though, this software will help you with your not only your grammar, but punctuation, awkward sentences, spelling, and give you suggestions as you write. It kind of learns as you go, and it gives you a monthly or weekly report as well on how many words you've written, your common mistakes and errors, and things you can do to improve. It's a free app. It plugs into your browser, and as you can see down here, works with Google Docs, Outlook, Gmail, Messenger, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere you're going to be writing as a professional. But again, my biggest use is for emails. You never want to come across like with an email, a business email in particular, full of spelling errors and grammar mistakes. But this can help you just in general writing online. Whether you have a blog or you like Twitter or LinkedIn, this is going to keep everything clean and straight to the point. It's going to point out any issues, and it's going to save you a ton of time. You're going to be really glad you've started using it. So I'll put, again, with all of these, I'll put the links down below, but definitely check out Grammarly. It's probably my favorite one on this list, and maybe the lesser known of them so far. All right, so next up, or number 4, would be a team communication chat video conferencing software. Especially given this last year or so, video chat has exploded, so I'm sure you've come across these and used them in your day-to-day life. My personal pick and the one I use daily is Microsoft Teams. It's got its issues and it's not perfect, but I like how well it syncs and works with Outlook, which we use in my day job. It also allows easy file sharing, as well as splitting off into teams or groups for various projects and sharing between those, as well as scheduling. It's also just nice to be able to quickly ask questions and chat with coworkers, even when we are working in the offices together again. A team chat software is a lifesaver and can be a huge productivity booster when you just have that quick question and it's not worth walking all the way across the office or finding somebody, or currently when people are working from home, this is a necessity. But to keep open lines of communication and collaboration going. So again, my choice is Microsoft Teams. Again, there are a bunch of others, including Skype and Zoom, but I find that Teams works best for kind of office settings, as well as with the amount of files that we may be sending back and forth and sharing. It handles that really well. All right, so the 5th or final category are timers. So I think everybody should be using some sort of a timer, especially when we are working on a computer all day. This can be simply to remind you to stand up and stretch, grab a glass of water or say a coffee refill, or it can help just break tasks up into smaller portions to keep you from working too long in one stretch, increasing fatigue, and also ergonomic issues from sitting in the same place and just staring at a screen for hours on end, which can be super easy to do as a designer or an engineer. You get caught up in a project and just lose track of time. So setting a timer, whether it's one like this one, which is called Tomato Timer, and is based on the Pomodoro technique, where you break your kind of tasks and days into smaller tasks and 25-minute work periods with smaller 2 to 3 minute breaks, and then a larger break towards an hour every hour. Or it could be as simple as this big stretch reminder, which is an app you can download for your computer, which just kind of pops up in the notifications in the bottom corner and reminds you to drink some water, get up, stretch, go for a walk around the office or around your living room if you're working at home. Either of these are great. And again, I wrote about these and the Pomodoro technique in a blog post on CAD Intentions. I'll put that link right below, as well as links to get both of these. taking breaks to stretch and walk is a huge benefit, and if you haven't been or aren't doing it, I highly recommend it. It'll make your days, you'll feel less tired at the end of the day. The day will seem to go by quicker, even though you're not really taking any more time out other than 30 seconds here or a couple minutes here and there. But you'll be more productive in the time in between because you know that there's that little break coming. At least that's with the goal of the Pomodoro technique, is that you're gonna focus and work for your 25 minutes, take a couple minutes, and then do it again. And it also helps you check off those little tasks. If you set a goal for yourself to get a task or a project or an email out in this time, it kind of puts that small amount of pressure on you, where for people that like to procrastinate and work better under a small amount of pressure, this is a no risk way to kind of add that into your day, as well as stay maybe hydrated or keep moving to prevent any ergonomic issues of back pain, wrist pain from being in the same position for too long. All right, so I just wanted to share one more piece of software actually, and that's QGIS. If you haven't used it or aren't familiar, I highly recommend checking out some videos on QGIS. It's basically a free GIS software, compared a lot to ArcGIS, Esri's product. So if you don't have a license to ArcGIS or ArcMap, and you need to process or work with shapefiles, large imagery, DEM or surface data, QGIS can be a big time saver. It handles large files really quickly. You're able to open up a massive image, crop it down to a georeferenced image, and then bring that into, say, AutoCAD or Civil 3D. Rather than dealing with an oversized image, it can be a quick way to downsize that, convert shapefiles, open shapefiles, anything like that. But I run into a lot of people that have never used QGIS, or they just don't have the option because they don't have the license to an Esri product when it's not something they use all the time. But as CAD or AutoCAD designers, we should have QGIS as an option for any of those files that you need to open and or convert. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys like this one. It's a little bit different. I like sharing some of the apps that I've picked up and used over the years. Hope you guys did as well. I hope if you've gotten to this point, leave a comment down below and let me know your favorite productivity app, software, or little hidden program that you use on a daily basis or weekly basis that not a lot of people may know about. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notifications of all my new videos. Cheers. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out my last video right here. And don't forget to subscribe up here to make sure you're up to date and you see all my new videos. Thanks again. Cheers.